long, drawn-out conclusion because I feel like this video would be a little bit too boring if I just started off with my fucking ugly-ass face. But yeah, thank the banana for saving my life. It's been a long time since my face has appeared on camera. I think if I check the channel, which I mean, I'm surprised it's still alive. My face last appeared 6 months ago in The Legend of Big Turk, and the camera is like out of focus. That's the content you want, right? Focusing. Yes, the record player is actually playing in the background, and yes, it is playing this album. Not only because I need something in the background to keep my attention on the camera, but because I need something to time me, so I know not to make this recording too long. But yeah, it's been 6 months since you've seen my face, and almost in 3 weeks since I uploaded. So yes, 2020 is nearly at an end, and I feel like 2020 has been one of the worst years in history, in human history, recent history, and my history. I've only lived for 15 years, but goddamn, 15 years is a lot of days, and life is short. It's short too long. So let's cut to the chase. 2020 has been one of the worst years of my life, probably the worst year of my life. It's worse than yeah, I don't think I got any examples. 2020 just sucks. Between the early months of the year, which were like 3 of them before COVID hit, we had forest fires, World War III scares, fucking... I don't know, I think PewDiePie left Twitter in that point, but I mean, that's more like praise him, be the god. But yeah, so I've survived, obviously. My upload schedule has not, though, because if I take a look at it, the first video of the year was the update video, which was 8 months ago, which was the COVID-19 edition. 5 videos this year. And I know one thing that has not happened this year out of those 5 videos is we have not had any Diamond King videos. And I'm going to get this one quickly out of the way. I am working on the other Ralph Bakshi parts. I'm in the editing process of part 2, and I will be writing the script for part 3 very soon, and part 4 as well. They're all mapped out. I know what I'm doing for them. I need to watch one more movie. Actually, I need to watch 2 more movies so I can write the next 2 scripts. But for the information after that, this one kind of is like a spirit of the channel and the namesake, because it's what this channel was born on, and it's what this channel is named after. But after the 4th part of the Ralph Bakshi videos, I am putting the Diamond King on a hiatus or hold, or you could say temporary cancellation. I don't care. I'm just burned the fuck out from those goddamn videos. I'm sorry. I know I've put 5 years into those videos. Technically only 4, because this year didn't have any of them. But I have put 5 years into those videos and the channel, and I know it's been a year since the last video. And I know it's like the namesake. It's supposed to be the bread and butter of your channel. But unlike a lot of my inspirations who are able to carry on for 10 years plus, there's a few differences. I'm not in my 20s, 30s, or 40s like they are. You know, I don't have people that are able to help me out on these. I don't have like a big budget for a YouTube show. And I'm a fucking 15-year-old in high school. I always like to preface that teenagers should have a voice and say in a lot of things, but ultimately I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just giving you straight facts. But mainly the reason why I want to put it on hold is my heart isn't there for those videos. I did those for 4, I'm just gonna say 5 years, and ultimately I just feel like I can't achieve too much with them anymore. It's I think my heart is more in the straight, just doing my personality on YouTube, which is technically what the Diamond King was. But ultimately, I mean, there's a certain point where you gotta put something down for a little while. With COVID, it certainly was getting to me that ultimately I didn't have, like, if you stuck me in a room and asked me to make, if you stuck me in a room for a year and you asked me to make Diamond King videos, I wouldn't really be able to, because I need to have some sort of passion that's driving me, and something that drove me for those past 5 years that I can't even explain why it was there, but I just can't do it anymore. I've talked about this with David and Spencer. DW plays in SM3DW, and I feel like they're more or less support for the decision. I mean, they know it's my decision, but it's more like if if I'm really feeling like I have to put it down for a while, I'm going to have to put it down. So ultimately, I'm putting the Diamond King down after part 4 of the Wrath Bakshi videos, which, knowing me, might be 3 years from now. So ultimately, the character won't be dead for a long while. But no, I'm going to try and get those videos out so I can lay my stupid internet YouTube creation to rest. Because ultimately, I feel just my heart isn't there anymore. So where would the channel go after that? It's going in a more directed territory, film, and you know, just kind of like film and game reviews. Like two of the fucking 5 videos we had this year. One was a in the process game review that was on for like maybe in the works for maybe a year and a half, and another one was a movie review that was in the works for maybe half a year. So ultimately, it was like 2 big projects that leveraged around the same time, nearly a half an hour long, and ultimately, I'm very proud of those videos. The Bioshock video was ultimately a passion project for a game that ultimately I had taken so long to beat, and then taken so long to record, and then taken so long to write a script around it that ultimately I needed to really just put it out there for my love for the game. And The Irishman was another thing. Last year was one of the best years for film, and as I said, my Irishman review, sorry. And ultimately, I wanted to do my top 3 favorite films in a review style, and those were in the order from 1 to 3. My favorite films were Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Irishman, and Joker. And ultimately, I didn't know where to take the latter 2 reviews after Joker. I know I was going to go backwards, so I'm kind of testing the waters. Do I want to do the reviews where I'm just like here, like the Joker review, or do I want to do Irishman where I'm like, you know, doing the whole voiceover thing? Which reminds me, my face was in the Irishman review. I'm sorry, it's not 6 months, it's actually 3 weeks, thank you, at the time of recording. But ultimately, I think I may try and mix those 2 together, kind of do like portions here, where it's just me spitting straight like opinion, and then just scripts, so like half unscripted, half scripted type stuff. I will, one of the things I want to do, and that's why I kind of half brought out this wonderful record, was I kind of want to start doing music reviews. And what do I mean by music reviews? I kind of want to just take a look at my love for music and evidently put it into videos. So, you know, I have a passion for listening to, you know, Velvet Underground, and earlier over there was a Lou Reed record, and I'm a big fan of The Doors. Music is a big part of my life, not because I certainly have a passion for playing music, but just because music can really inspire you to do a lot of things. Music inspires me a lot because I do write poetry. I think I've said this in the past, but I write poetry, so ultimately I kind of look in music like this for poetic inspiration, and they've been there for a long time. They also got me through, music and film got me through COVID, so I can thank them for that. And ultimately, I feel like it's just something I want to do. I always want to talk about music in a type of way, because it's not because I play music, it's because I love music just as an art form or a way to kill time, because it's ultimately a lot of things together to make one simple, like, 30, 40, 50-minute record. Like, you gotta go a little bit in depth in it. I'm currently I'm currently on the hunt to have a complete collection of a certain artist, and I'm also doing, since I got a record player and 2 records for Christmas, which was recent, I want to start, you know, getting records. Some new, like those 2, and some old and used, because Amazon does not like to carry what you want to buy. It's been technically 6 months since the last Commentary Corner video, if you even call it that. It was more or less a standalone video, but I'll call it Commentary Corner for the sake of brevity. Back to the point. Commentary Corner, what the fuck is this show doing anyways? I thought you were doing it because you were passionate about it. Guess what? Commentary Corner, I realized after like the first 10 videos, really was a fucking shitty idea, for the most part. Looking at the Commentary Corner playlist, it's been a year since the last one that I really called a Commentary Corner video was the Pro Jared video, and I'm kind of happy with that one. It's more like a discussion video. It's one that I don't think was too bad, but I mean, ones before that, like Woman Tackles and Spits on Her Dog, and, you know, the one about PewDiePie versus T-Series, and Third Adpocalypse. I mean, my heart really wasn't there. I think the last one the last one I really put my heart into in that playlist was the HD Gaming Commentary Corner, and I feel like that probably killed a lot of my fucking enjoyment of the series. It was so much effort into that, and I mean, I did get you know, for my subscriber base, it did get a lot of views after he responded, but ultimately I think, you know, my heart's not there for the type of commentary that I like watching, where it's just like, hey, it's a guy in front of a mic doing some stupid stuff. I'm going to continue the show, but I am rebranding the fucking show. I am going to do it like videos like The Right Opinion or Jay Aubrey, or, you know, the people who, you know, like lay out a situation and go over it and give their opinion. That is what interests me more, because it's kind of like I can approach it as if it's a film review or a game review, and not just, hey, I need content, let me turn on the camera for fucking 20 minutes and record something. Like, seriously, it was a slog to get through a lot of those videos. Commentary Corner, this is one thing that I want to preface. Commentary Corner started out as kind of a joke, because the first 3 videos were on drama that involved people I knew. So it was kind of like an easy way to get into it, but it ultimately didn't matter to me. I hit my stride with those first 3 videos as kind of joke videos, and then I jumped into the commentary community like I fucking deserved to be there. And frankly, in, you know, past instances over the last few weeks, commentary community just sucks ass in many ways. I think I'm just going to rebrand that. I'm going to keep the show, but it's going to be a show that when it pops up, you know, it's something special that I really wanted to talk about. Let's talk about 2020 and me. You know what I love about this year? Going fucking mental. If there's one thing 2020 has taught me, it's that ultimately you got to really take a look at the small things and appreciate them. This is where I'm going into a little bit of my personal stuff. I don't know which video it was that I said this, but I did say in the past video that I was dealing with mental issues. So I'm going to come out right now and just say it. I have, and this is no joke, I have depression. And I am serious. I didn't diagnose myself. A legitimate fucking psychiatrist diagnosed me. I was there when I was told. I had a doctor, a psychiatrist, look me in the eyes and say that I had severe depression, which means it just hits me a lot harder. The reason why I do keep this away and why I don't want to delve into it too much is because it is my personal life, and for such a small, even if you would call it community that I have, you guys don't need to know it, but I think for the preface, this, whoever's watching kind of does. I was kind of inspired by I Hate Everything's recent video on anxiety, because I felt like opening up a little bit can actually possibly help me in coming to terms with a lot of things. I have, over 2020, really struggled a lot getting through it. The pandemic hit, and I was sick for the last week of school, so I was away from people that I knew and loved and respected, and ultimately I was only able to contact them over, you know, text on my phone, and ultimately through the pandemic I distanced myself from so many people. One thing I would like to preface is, over my first year of high school, I kind of distanced myself from my YouTube pals, 2 of them being some 3DW and DW Plays, which I solely apologize for. I don't know why I'm apologizing publicly, but I feel bad for it, because they were ultimately good people, and they are still good people, and I'm glad that that they still welcome me in with loving arms. The pandemic, for me, has helped me understand a lot of things in my life, and has helped me become better and ultimately juggle my disorder or illness better than I was when I first was diagnosed with it. Ultimately, I'm not saying the pandemic was a good thing. For me, it kind of was. It ultimately helped me understand a lot more, but it also kept me stuck in a fucking room for months and months on end, and even then, when I would get outside, I was limited to a certain space and area, so ultimately I still felt limited. And movie theaters were shut, and fucking stores were closed, and ultimately there was really nothing to do. I couldn't go see fucking Sonic the Hedgehog in theaters. What the fuck am I supposed to do now? Oh, Jim Carrey, you make me cum. My whole point is, it's like a double-edged sword. I was able to understand and better myself over this time, but it was also like jammed like a slightly too much amount of heroin in my neck because you really couldn't do anything in this fucking time. And even then, when I rekindled with people, what were we supposed to do? I mean, having people here and making jokes and shit like that and just basically having a good time, that's nice. But what are you supposed to do? I can't say, hey, you want to go to the movies and watch fucking Sonic the Hedgehog, the re-release 20 December edition? Well, no, you can't do that because guess what? We just went into lockdown again. Everything was so fine, especially with the schools kind of opening up. I mean, it's nice to see everyone. And guess what? Basically, fuck you, a month and a half of that closed. And I understand why, because the British have fucking created a new strain. David, you son of a bitch. Ultimately, I know I want to get this done with the vaccines coming out and everything becoming better. Everything should be ultimately fine, hopefully. I know so many people have lost loved ones through a lot of this time, and I feel like it's something that you have to acknowledge. One thing that really with COVID, it's a virus that's killed, I think, over 1 million people, and ultimately, when going past that, you can't acknowledge COVID in a serious light without acknowledging the deaths. But frankly, I think I can say my depression has ultimately not made making videos an easy thing to do. I want to continue the Doom series that I was doing. I do have footage for Shores of Hell and Inferno, and I ultimately want to do Doom 2 and even play the newer games like Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, which should have been Best Action Game at the Game Awards, but you know what? When journalists are running your show, you really can't do anything about it. So, how can I put 2020 into a gimmick? Alright, 2020 in one word, shitfest. Absolute shitfest. I would want this fucking year to get sodomized by a group of human traffickers because this is the one year that I would be glad to sell into slavery. Does that mean? Is that a little bit too mean? I don't really care. Anyways, so yeah, 2020 is over. Hopefully a lot of big plans for 2021. Hopefully life goes back to normal. I definitely will get back. No promises. I'll try to get back on schedule. And hopefully we can, or I can, or whatever the fuck we're doing in this world. Hopefully the entire world can get back on track and we can just go back to arguing about who's going to get nuked first, North Korea or America. Either way, they both suck. Thank you for watching. Go watch Belle Delphine's Christmas special. Go subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, go subscribe to DW Plays and SM3DW because they helped me get through the year, and especially since they're on the YouTube scene and working on some projects, at least SM3DW is. DW Plays like sitting on his ass and whining about the British government. And, of course, I'll see you guys in another video, and stay safe, wear a mask, don't be a bastard, and leave us fucking retail workers alone. Christmas was a bitch. What's my name? Dunkachino. It's a whole new game. Dunkachino.